Hello and welcome to another episode of the ReUp. My name is Jason Delgado. Welcome back. Welcome back. Been a week. Yeah, it's been a busy week, so I missed last week, but we're back at it, here to share the stories and adventures of me. Anyway, thank you so much. This is the ReUp. If you don't know, and it's your first time watching, that'd be amazing. But every week I kind of go through my adventures being a stand-up comedian out in LA, going from the day job into the dream job, and sort of all the adventures therein. So anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it was a busy week last week. Had a lot of family, so it was really, really great. You know, I had some shows, and then around Wednesday, my brother came. My brother arrived, and so it was very, very exciting to see him. You know, he comes normally every year. He's the man of the family, I like to say. He kind of caught all the man, strong, hard and toughened genes, and I caught sort of the sort of soft, I like things leisurely and pleasant genes, and so we're kind of a nice cross-section of what's possible as a Delgado. But he was here, normally he's here every year around August to visit, kind of end of the summer, hang out, see, you know, California, get a little R&R in between his wrestling and Muay Thai fighting and punching and destroying men in cages type of situation. He needs a little R&R, like we all do. But last year with the pandemic and everything going on, he couldn't make it out, so he finally made it. It was very, very exciting. It was cool to see him out here. We had a little itinerary sort of planned. We had a show on Thursday. He arrived on Wednesday. So Thursday, we went over to this show I had. It was at a hip hop club in downtown LA. I performed on top of a half pipe that was about 9 to 10 feet off the ground. I mean, hey, we try to do it everywhere, you know what I mean? One of the things that I like about these hip-hop shows is that, you know, you never know sort of what the circumstances are. You know, sometimes it'll be at a club, sometimes it'll be in sort of the backyard of a restaurant, sometimes it'll be on a roof, and then in this particular case, it was on a giant skate park. And it was kind of fun, though. They had a DJ sort of on the lower half of the pipe, and then in the upper half, they just had, you know, just where the people normally do the dive to get into their 720 or whatever you normally do. The kickflip part. But he was, the promoter set it up kind of at the top of this half pipe. And yeah, man, it was tall. It was like 9 feet off the ground. I was afraid of doing my lats bit. I do a bit where I kind of fly across the stage, and I was like, I don't know, man. I might 720 my way into a broken ankle. But it was cool. My brother got to come to the show. We hung out. It was a pretty good crowd. They had, you know, a DJ. They had food and tacos. They were doing a podcast in the front. You know, it was a really fun experience. And so it was nice to kind of like hang out with him, get, you know, an opportunity for him to see me do my thing in sort of a new environment. He was going to see me, he did see me a couple years ago do a show at Flappers. And so it was nice to kind of, you know, see the evolution. Now I'm in hip-hop skate parks. Comedy. It goes, and it circles, and it pops. But no, it was really cool, actually. The show was really fun. There was a couple little, you know, kind of odd moments. There was a guy, like, just dribbling a basketball. Just like an old man just kind of dribbling a basketball in the corner. And I was like, I think he's going to do that during the whole set, just to be sure. But yeah, it was really, really fun. I can't lie. I mean, these are the bits, but it was really, really great, actually. I didn't fall off the half pipe. People laughed at some of the jokes. It was a good time, man. It was a good time. And I got to see a couple of other fellow comedians. We hung out, and yeah, it was fun. It was really, really great, actually. And so originally the plan was for my brother to come down, and Saturday, we were supposed to go to a show at the Broadway Comedy Club in Santa Monica, a beautiful new comedy club on the west side. But they canceled the show. Boo hiss. And so, you know, it was one of those things where I was a little disappointed. But then out of the blue, in the random circumstance of life and quantum physics, boo, my cousins were also in town. So I had a cousin. Shout out to Marcus Calero. He lives over in San Diego. And love San Diego, by the way. Ugh, Beautiful place. They do good comedy there. I'd like to get out there more often if possible. But he's out in San Diego, just moved out here as a young man, 23 years old or 22 years old, in the peak prime of life, trying to make his way. And he's a hustler. And so he moved out to California right after college, got a place with a roommate, and everything, was going pretty good. He got his car out here now, so he's kind of moved in, situated. And so I kind of called him up and was like, hey, do you want to maybe come down to check me out at a show? My brother's in town. It'll be a nice little bagoo. And he's like, yeah, I would love to. My sister and her friend are also going to be visiting that very same weekend. Kismet, baby. So I was super excited. And now this is the funny thing. It's young people, 28, 26, 22. My brother's like 30-something. And so we were all kind of together for the first time without parents. It was a really weird experience, because normally, we see each other every now and then at like Christmas or Thanksgiving if I'm home or something. And it's always like, how is everything going? Good to see you. How was school? Good to see you. It's very sort of plain Jane. Oh, how is your mother? Good. My mother is good. Adultish kind of adult supervision conversation. And so this is like the first time we were hanging out as sort of people, people, semi-adults in the world. My one cousin just graduated medical school. She has a white coat and a big brain. And I was like, dude, this is a great opportunity to sort of celebrate the graduation, the moving out to San Diego, the culmination. I got my new place. And so it was a great sort of opportunity, and it totally worked out. Saturday, they came down. Despite my show getting canceled, there was my good friend had her birthday party. And so we did a little birthday party here by the pool. They're my neighbors as well. And so, we all kind of just hung out, and they came down, and we had a pool party and an opportunity to just kind of hang and be leisurely without adult supervision. Excuse me. And so it was really terrific. It was really a great opportunity to kind of meet these people for the first time, sort of, hang out with them in a way where we were just, not under this like, brr, very good, brr. But we were just like, yeah, man, this is what I like. These are the things I believe. These are things I think are crazy. I'm like this, and this is what you're like. And there's so many similarities, My brother and Marcus are both these sort of chill, like, leveled, like, hey, man, whatever, everything's cool. And me and Jillian, my cousin, we're more just like, come on, let's get it going. Come on. It's very sort of ampy and a little bit intense. And I think it's kind of funny, how it's like that sort of balance goes throughout the family. There's the one who revs a little high, and then there's the one who's sort of just like, yeah, man, chill. I always goof, though, because my brother, he's a Muay Thai champion. He fights men in cages. He uses his will to survive for leisure. I mean, like, he does this for leisure. He ruptures eardrums and gets punched in the stomach and the ribs, breaks wood with his feet for leisure. And so he's kind of one of these guys who puts himself in a position to be, sort of, in my opinion, abused. Physically, he's strained. And so when somebody's taking too long in line or being annoying in a place where you're in a rush, it doesn't matter to him. You know what I mean? He works with children, so if these children are yelling and getting, ornery or upset, like, I don't want to do that. He's like, this is no problem. At 5 o'clock, there's a man in a cage who I'm going to get all this out on. So I think he's just storing it and absorbing it, and then he knows he's going to release it through an act of survival or attrition in the beating of a man. So I'm like, yeah, of course you're leisurely and calm, bro. You got to use that energy to survive in 30 minutes. And so he, was out here, just kind of taking a break because he's got a fight coming up. And so he wanted a little bit of a break. And plus now the restrictions are a bit looser. But then to have like my cousin come out here, right after becoming a doctor. And then, my other cousin who's kind of on the grind, trying to start his own business. It was just a wonderful experience to sort of have us all here, learn who we were for the first time, and just have some fun and kick it. One of the very, very funny things, though, was we, right around like 9 o'clock at night, the pool party wraps up. We come back to the apartment. We're just kind of, kicking it, eating some pizza, being leisurely. And my one cousin goes, hey, if I start to get ready, will everybody else want to get ready? And I thought she meant ready for bed. Because it was like 9:30, 10, but I thought, yeah, they came down from San Diego. They've been traveling. Maybe they want to just, they don't, want to hang out all night. They just want to kind of go to bed. That was not the case. Youth don't do that. This is that is the methodology of an older person. The youth want to live and experience. And so I was like, yeah, no, I'll get some blankets and stuff and we'll kind of kick it. And they were like, no, me meant get ready to go out. And I was like, okay, if you want to go out, we're going to go out. I'm not going to deny you. So I got a little cafe in me. I kind of souped up a little bit. And we went out to a nightclub, baby, an LA nightclub. It was really, really fun, man. I hadn't been doing nightclub dancing in a little bit, because of COVID and age. The nightclubs are the young man's game, but not anymore, baby. I was moving and grooving and wiggling and jiggling. But it was one of those things where I didn't know. I was like, I'm sure we can kind of find a club or whatever. And so out of the blue, we found this cool place called the Shortstop. Shout out to the Shortstop in Echo Park. Found parking right up front. Got right in. Danced the night away. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. It was really, really fun, actually. And they didn't play any music past like 2015. Like all good dance music is like prior to maybe 2017. Everything was like, put some D's on that bitch. I was like, dude, they're playing stuff that I listened to in high school and college. That's pretty much the peak. Nobody wants to hear new music at the dance club. We just all want to remember when things were better. And so that's what we did. We went out to a nightclub, did a little dancing, danced the night away. We're out there till like 1 a.m. I was like, I feel so young. And sweating like crazy. It was unbelievable. Excuse me. And so we danced and had some drinks and hung out, and it was super fun, man. It was really, really a great time, and seeing my cousins all hanging out. My brother was very protective of my one cousin Jillian and her friend. Every time somebody came over and tried to dance with them, he'd like swoop over, like, "Hey, is everything okay?" Like he was like they had their own Secret Service bodyguard. At one point, this one guy was kind of getting close. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, but he was getting a little dance close to my cousin. And my brother went over and was like, "Hey, is everything all right?" And that guy jetted. After he was leaving on the way out, he apologized to my brother, like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry." I'm like, dude, you gotta leave people alone. Your massive mandingo-ness is intimidating people in an awkward way. But no, I mean, we had a great time. We danced, we hung out. I got to do a little moving and grooving, and the next day my feet hurt, but we're okay. I was like, my feet hurt after a nightclub. You're old. But no, we're not. We're young at heart. Age is in the heart. And so I was able to play a little young man's game for a while. And it was really, really fun, actually. I had a great time. Just dancing, hanging out with my cousins, and just experiencing that sort of, that life. The life of young people in Los Angeles. And then we got home safe. Everything was wonderful. The next day we went out to breakfast, had a lovely breakfast. And then, everybody went back to San Diego. And that day I just pretty much lied in bed, leisurely, just recouping and reviving my energy, drinking water and stretching my feet. But it was nice. It was really, really fun. It was a really great Saturday. It kind of worked out that the show was canceled just because, we didn't have to drive to Santa Monica, drive back, do all that stuff. We just got to hang out here, do a little pool party, do a little hang, and then go nightclub and pop. It was really fun. It was a great time. And so that, it was one of these great things, again, just to like see family, get recharged by family, get that sort of connection with people that you didn't know who are related to you, who you go, oh my God, we're so similar through this crazy, Vine connection, but yet we never really knew each other in that way. And so it was a great experience. I was super, super happy about it. And then, Monday my brother left. He went back to New York, arrived safely. And then, just back on the grind, back doing the things, getting the comedy going. I went and did an open mic that night. And then, I got a show coming up tomorrow. I got a show coming up on Thursday. Got a show coming up Saturday. So, we're back on the grind doing the thing, but it's nice to kind of get that recharge just because I think so much of, the things that sort of give me, anxiety or sort of give me like this sort of, pressure to like do more. Like you should be doing more all the time. You should always be working and doing stuff. And I think like that gets a little bit tiring and it tires you out and it tires out the spirit. And it's not necessarily what I feel. It's just this anxiety. Like I feel like if I'm not doing everything I can at every time, at every moment, that whatever, I won't, achieve my goals or be funny anymore or have any of these things that I, look forward to in life. But I feel like so much of it is just, being in a good energy and in a good vibration and attracting things to you, I'm really into this, sort of this Wu Wei, I think is the methodology, where it's like, action through inaction, it's like you do what you do, you work on yourself, you be the best you can be, you put yourself out there as best as you can, and, the rest kind of takes care of itself, you take care of the little things, the big things take care of themselves. And so, having, my family out here and getting a chance to hang with them and having sort of this thing where it's like, you don't have shows, you don't have the mic to go to or the thing to go to or the place to travel to. You're just hanging out with family, feeling good, experiencing life. That really helps, It really, really helps sort of, it gives me bits for comedy. But it also just, gives me this good energy to like, oh man, now I want to go back out and do stuff as opposed to feeling pressure to go out and do stuff, all the time. Because I'm fortunate enough where I can, do shows in regular succession, and I'm so grateful for that. But, I kind of want to like to do the shows. I want to feel good about doing them as opposed to this pressure. Like, if I don't do every show, I'm going to miss something, and I just, like sometimes... when you're ambitious, you get that. You get this sort of this sense. And I feel hanging out with family, being close to friends and having just a good time, that's what you need. Because that's the reason, you want to give people a good time when you're doing your comedy. And so you need to know what a good time is by experiencing a good time, And so it was nice. It was a nice feeling. It was good to kind of, take a little break, kind of, sort of. But more so just to be filled with good energy and good vibration. And then, using that going into the week with so much stuff coming up. I'll be, traveling down to Oceanside on Thursday. So that'll be a fun trip. And it's the first time performing out there. And, it's nice to kind of have that good energy going into that thing. And then I got a bunch of shows coming up at the end of September. I got a nice showcase. So hopefully I get picked up by a talent agency who will make me a movie star. But I like, there's room for leisure. There's room to just hang out, have fun, and be in a good vibe, be in a good vibe and not feel sort of the pressure to always be work. So that was exciting and that was fun. And it was a good lesson to take from the time with my family. Also, my book should be coming out next week. The Kindle version just got released. Feeling Better, a wonderful book of poems and inspirational words for the people. And so that's a very exciting thing. I'm looking forward to sharing more about that. But if you do have a Kindle and you do watch this ReUp, please go out and purchase Feeling Better. When I did a search for it on the Kindle, I was right above Jane Eyre and Stephen King. So, but I think it's an alphabet thing. But in any case, it was very, very fun to kind of see the book in the Kindle store and, something that I worked on, for a little bit. And so I'm grateful to see it coming to fruition. And then the print version will be out soon. I'll be doing a cool little commercial to advertise it and then doing little Monday motivational videos to kind of, inspire and promote it. And, hopefully people enjoy it. And I think feeling good is so important to doing what I do as far as a comic. You want to feel good and in good energy so that you can give that good energy to others. And so this was, kind of a little bit of a side gig passion project thing. And so it's nice to see that it's sort of coming together now. And yeah, when it comes out, I'll be sharing it with everyone. So exciting stuff coming up. But yeah, good times. Good to have family, good to have energy, and good to have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So thank you if you made it this far. I really appreciate everyone watching these re-ups. If you like this content, if you like funny or me or my mug, I'm on Instagram at Jason Delgado Comedy. Please follow. It's always great to have new fans. They have cool little videos and funny little clips. And yeah, I think we're going to call it there. More to come in the weeks ahead. Hopefully I'll be able to do these more regularly. I think, the family visit was the sort of the last thing of the summer, and now it's just going to be sort of full tilt towards career success, opportunity, and advancement. And so I'll be doing these re-ups more often, kind of keeping people up on the funny adventures and the funny stories and everything sort of happening in the world with me. And I'm hoping to have guests too. I'd like to be able to expand this into something where, interview other comedians, tell them, have them tell us about, what their adventures are. Because, comedy is an adventure, man. The places we wind up and the things we wind up doing and where we wind up doing them is always fun. It's always a good time. And so I think it would be fun to have that being shared by other comedians. And so yeah, those are the plans, and this is the jam. But thank you so much for joining if you made it this far. My name is Jason Delgado. This has been the ReUp, and we will see you on the next one.